If I see somebody taking ownership of whatever it is they're doing, if they're sweeping the floor, but they're sweeping it like that's their floor, they're gonna sleep on this one. That's somebody that's valuable to me.
What I find most rewarding about my job is watching the accomplishments of the people that work with me and to watch them start to move their own mountains.
Taking the set of plans and building a structure that I drive by and I say, wow, I had a role in that. That is what I thrive on.
Most students think that construction is just residential, but it's a lot more than that. It includes industrial, heavy industrial. We're talking about the refineries, BP. We're talking about the steel mills, U.S. Steel, ArcelorMittal, and the power generating companies, NIPSCO. There's also commercial. In commercial, you got your public libraries, your public schools, your hospitals, and then you got your heavy highway. In heavy highway, you got your roads, your bridges, your asphalt, concrete paving.
I started in this business a long time ago. Everyone expected to get hurt in construction. The change today is when you go to work for a contractor, the expectation is you're not going to get hurt. And you're going to be able to work safely, draw your paycheck, and retire from this job. And that's what's happening.
Once a project is bid, award, and accepted by our company, it's handed off to the project manager. I've worked with just about every trade you could work with on any given project. Carpenters, electricians, plumbers, iron workers, excavators, roofers, landscapers.
As a superintendent, I'm the lead man on the job. So it's my responsibility to hire all of the help. It's my responsibility to ensure all of those people's safety. In addition to that, the second most important thing that's happening is trying to build the project and getting the job done so that when it is done, it's something that everyone can stand back and be proud of, and not something that we have to go back and rebuild because it wasn't done right in the first place. And so pride and craftsmanship play a big role in what everybody does every day on a job site.
Out of college, I worked for an engineering firm. I thought from college that I wanted to be an engineer designing foundations. I discovered that classroom and engineering work were two different things, and I was really bored. And I found myself wanting to ride the equipment, I wanted to work, I wanted to do what they were doing. It was neat. So I transferred from the engineering field to the construction industry. And I did that for 2 years, in the field, boots on, getting dirty. I learned probably more in those 2 years than I did in 4 years in college.
We live in a very fortunate area. I don't think that the residents even understand the opportunities we have in our own backyards. I see them pushing their kids and pushing some of the people to go, you gotta go to school, you go to Texas, go here, go there. There's so much right here. We have mills surrounding us all the way up to Chicago. We have construction in booming areas along the lakefront. The infrastructures of their cities are growing. They can make an incredible living.
Our union men and women make a great, great income.
I was a district manager for Sprint, and the guys asked me, like, well, how much do you make a year? And I was like, yeah, I felt pretty good at the time. I puffed my chest out. I make about 46. And then they said, well, how'd you like to make that in 6 months? I'm like, is it legal? So they told me about ironwork. And I'm like, well, being a mechanic and I like to race cars, I work well with my hands, why not try it out? One of our slogans is earn while you learn. So to go to work and do it, and then come to class and we're talking about it, you can visually see what they're talking about, which made it schoolwork a lot easier.
Here in Northwest Indiana, there are 20 different construction apprenticeship programs. Upon completion of these apprenticeship programs, students are eligible to earn a degree from Ivy Tech Community College.
An apprenticeship is a period of time of which you're going to have some classroom studies along with hands-on studies as well as on-the-job training. In those 4 years, you'll go to school 1 day a week and you're available to work the rest of the week.
Throughout this program, even if they specialize in a certain field, they learn the other fields. So if you're a welder, they're going to learn how to do HVAC work. They're going to learn how to do architectural work, testing and balance of air, even if they've never done this. So it makes them versatile.
I feel that going through the apprenticeship program, it has made me diverse enough to where I will always have a job. It's education and training you won't get anywhere else.
It is willing to work and willing to study. You got to combine the two. being a construction worker is not being a dummy.
I even remember myself going through high school saying, well, what do I need to know this for? And that math and science aspect of things is extremely important into the construction industry. If a person has some of that experience or has taken some coursework into the things that we do, it certainly sets them apart from the rest.
If I had to do it all over again, I would have committed at a lot earlier age to my career path. And it's hard when you're younger. When I was 14 and 15, I was worried about my first car. And when I was 16, I was worried about my first girlfriend. And I was 17 and 18, I was worried about getting enough money to put gas in the car and take her out on a date. And the only thing I knew about my future was what I was hearing from my counselor and the people in school.
I wish that my high school would have promoted trade. I could have went to a trade earlier. I could have came out on the other end not owing any student loans, but already working in my career.
People who are interested in the union construction industry can find out more information by going to www.webuildnwi.com. There you can find a whole array of information on how to get into individual trades. You can find out how to get into managerial careers.
If the school system that you're in offers vocational, I recommend you at least try those. If it's not offered, then volunteer your time, whether it's Habitat for Humanity or other entities out there like that, where you can get your feet wet. See if it inspires you, if it's something that you enjoy to do.
The first project that I saw built was a shopping mall down in Birmingham, Alabama. And when you see the things that you've designed or you've planned and you've organized to come to fruition and work, it's exciting. It really, really is.